Have you ever stood in front of something so massive, so ancient, that it just completely boggles your mind? That's the Great Pyramid of Giza for you. For over 4,500 years, it's been sitting there in the Egyptian desert, a silent giant guarding secrets we're still trying to unravel. Today, we're going on a journey deep inside this last surviving wonder of the ancient world. We'll peel back the layers of sand and stone to explore the mind-blowing mysteries that continue to stump historians and scientists alike. Forget everything you think you know. We're about to dive into the real story of the Great Pyramid. So, let's start with the basics, which are anything but basic. The Great Pyramid was built for the Pharaoh Khufu around 2560 BC. It stands at a staggering 481 feet tall, a record it held for nearly 4 millennia. It's made of an estimated 2.3 million stone blocks, some weighing as much as 80 tons. Now, picture this: you're in ancient Egypt. No cranes, no trucks, no modern machinery. How on earth did they move these colossal stones from quarries hundreds of miles away and then lift them into place with millimeter precision? This is one of the biggest debates. The mainstream theory suggests they used massive ramps. But what kind of ramp? A single, long, straight ramp would have needed to be over a mile long, which seems incredibly impractical. Others propose a spiral ramp that corkscrewed around the pyramid as it was built. This makes a bit more sense, but it would have hidden the pyramid's corners, making it hard to maintain its perfect angles. A more recent idea is an internal ramp, a spiraling tunnel within the pyramid itself. This theory is fascinating because it could explain some of the strange thermal anomalies detected inside the structure. Imagine a hidden network of passages just waiting to be discovered. And let's talk about precision. The pyramid is almost perfectly aligned with the 4 cardinal directions: north, south, east, and west. The accuracy is mind-blowing, off by just a tiny fraction of a degree. How did the ancient Egyptians, without compasses or GPS, achieve this? They were master astronomers. They likely used the stars, tracking their movements across the night sky to find true north. The level of astronomical knowledge required is just astonishing for a civilization from that long ago. It shows a deep, sophisticated understanding of the cosmos that we're only now beginning to fully appreciate. Now, let's venture inside. The public tour takes you up a narrow passage called the Grand Gallery. This isn't just a hallway, it's an architectural marvel in its own right. It's a tall, corbelled arch ceiling that soars 28 feet high. The craftsmanship is breathtaking. The walls are so smooth and the stones fit together so perfectly, you can even slide a piece of paper between them. This gallery leads up to the so-called King's Chamber. Inside, you find a single, massive, granite sarcophagus. But here's the twist: it's slightly larger than the entrance to the chamber. This means the sarcophagus must have been placed in the chamber * as the pyramid was being built around it *. But was it really a tomb? Khufu's body has never been found. The sarcophagus was discovered empty, with no signs of a burial. This has led to some wild theories. Some people believe the pyramid was never a tomb at all, but something else entirely. A power plant, an astronomical observatory, a machine for communicating with aliens. While these ideas are exciting, most Egyptologists stick to the tomb theory, suggesting it was simply robbed in antiquity. But the lack of any burial evidence in the main chambers remains a tantalizing puzzle. And it gets even stranger. In 1872, an engineer discovered 2 narrow shafts leading out from the king's and queen's chambers. For a long time, everyone thought they were for ventilation. But they don't lead to the outside. They just stop. In 1993, a small robot named Apuatu was sent up one of the shafts in the queen's chamber. After crawling for over 200 feet, it was blocked by a small limestone door with 2 copper handles. What was behind it? The world held its breath. A decade later, another robot drilled a tiny hole through this door, only to find another door right behind it. The mystery just deepened. Then in 2011, a more advanced robot, the Jetty project, managed to snake a camera through the hole. It revealed a small, unadorned chamber and markings on the floor painted in red ochre. These weren't just random doodles, they were hieratic numbers and symbols, likely instructions left by the work crews. This suggests the shafts were part of the original design, not just random additions. But what was their purpose? Some scholars believe they were star shafts, designed to align with specific stars, allowing the pharaoh's soul to ascend to the heavens. The pyramid's mysteries aren't just inside. In 2017, an international team of scientists used a technique called myography, which is like an X-ray for a mountain. They detected a massive, previously unknown void inside the pyramid, right above the Grand Gallery. This void is at least 100 feet long, with a similar cross-section to the gallery itself. They call it the Scan Pyramid's Big Void. Its discovery sent shockwaves through the archaeological community. What is this huge, hidden space? Is it another Grand Gallery? A hidden burial chamber containing Khufu's real treasure? Or is it something more functional, like a structural feature designed to relieve pressure on the Grand Gallery below? We simply don't know. Getting inside is the next great challenge. Researchers are trying to figure out how to explore it without damaging the pyramid. Imagine being the first person to peer into a chamber that has been sealed for 4,500 years. The possibilities are absolutely thrilling. And what about the people who built it? For centuries, the popular image was of thousands of slaves being forced to labor under the whip. But archaeological discoveries have completely changed this picture. Near the pyramids, archaeologists found a lost city, a settlement for the workers. They found bakeries, breweries, and facilities for processing fish. They also discovered the workers' tombs. These were not the simple graves of slaves, but honored burial sites for respected craftsmen. Their bones show they were well-fed and received medical care. Some skeletons even show evidence of healed fractures and amputations, meaning they were cared for after being injured on the job. These weren't slaves, they were skilled laborers, a dedicated workforce of tens of thousands of Egyptians who were proud of their work. They were organized, well-managed, and motivated by a deep sense of national pride and religious duty, building an eternal home for their divine king. This discovery gives a human face to the construction, shifting the narrative from one of oppression to one of incredible human achievement and collaboration. So, the Great Pyramid of Giza is so much more than a pile of stones. It's a testament to human ingenuity, a complex astronomical device, and a time capsule of ancient knowledge. With each new discovery, from hidden chambers to the diaries of the workers, the pyramid doesn't get simpler, it gets more complex, more awe-inspiring. It continues to challenge our assumptions about the ancient world and our own place in the grand sweep of history. The secrets it still holds are just waiting for the next generation of explorers, armed with new technology and new questions, to unlock them. What do you think is the biggest secret the Great Pyramid is hiding? The purpose of the Big Void? The true function of the star shafts? Or something we haven't even thought of yet? Let me know your theories down in the comments. Thanks for joining me on this incredible journey into the heart of ancient Egypt. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next adventure into the world's greatest mysteries. See you next time.